Are you one of those people that go to bed with your phone? No, I mean really take your bed to phone. Sorry, take your phone to bed, and you're just checking it, and you roll over and you check it again, you check it again, or did you know your mailman by the first name because you've got so many Amazon parcels coming up that there's a special delivery to your house? No judgment, but you might have an Amazon addiction, or you might have a social media addiction, or John, what might their children be doing that we can help them with today here on the Bro Show?
Yeah, with kids, it's like Facebook or Instagram and posting and just that getting that validation, the likes, and basically like putting your the esteem of yourself into those likes on social
Yes.
media. And a lot of kids are have a lot of depression because they're being bullied on social media. There's a picture of them went out there to the whole school, and
Or even
yeah, it
Doug
seems like an
Collins, he's
epidemic.
saying his 13-year-old son has to have all the gadgets. Like
Yeah,
imagine trying to keep up with, as adults, we can barely do that. And kids
yeah.
having all the gadgets. And I'm thinking of violent video games and things like that. So, hello, everybody. If you just joined us, we are the Emotion Code Bros. We're live here once a week, usually Saturdays. We're on the Friday night edition tonight. And we are both certified emotion code practitioners. My name is Michael Logier. I live in beautiful Victoria, BC. And this is John. John, let our friends know about you.
Yeah, my name is John Inverarity. I'm certified in the Emotion Code and Body Code, both developed by Dr. Bradley Nelson. And I am in Vancouver, but helping people all over the world. And yeah, really excited to bring this one out there. It was a hot topic when we talked about it last week. So helping with
Yeah.
social media addiction or computer addiction, shopping. Yeah,
Yeah, so we're going to be talking about the emotion code today, and we're going to look for someone that's online today that them or their child has an addiction. Because today we want to reduce it. Our real goal is to give it a good old bye bye to that habit. Now we're on episode number 78, 86, John. We have a
86.
history of helping people get rid of things, everything from rashes to phobias to fears to hesitancy to make cold calls to heartburn to like everything, bad relationships. But today we're helping people get rid of bad addictions in their judgment, not very good addictions. So tell people what they need to do to be considered to be selected for us to do an emotion code session on them today, please.
Yeah, so we need to be watching live and we need you to volunteer in the comments. So say, hey, yeah, that's me, and give us a little context of what to work with. Like, yeah, I'm on Facebook 24/7,
Yeah,
um, or Twitter or Instagram, or
yeah, they know.
yeah,
They
what's the
know.
deal? Yeah, you got to charge your phone 3 times a day because you're on it so much.
Hey, our
No
friend
judgment.
Natasha Paula Samuels, nice and early today. She's looking forward to the show. Wow, it must be late for her. Or maybe not. It's 8 hours ahead. 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, Natasha, thanks for hanging out with us
11
today.
or midnight.
And Heather Fisher, far east coast of Canada, is joined us. Good morning, Heather. Good afternoon, rather. Good evening.
Good evening, good afternoon, good night. Sherry Menino says, hey guys, she's watching.
Hey,
Yeah.
Sherry.
Jennifer Towner says, yo. Saw
Yo,
that.
Jennifer. Doug Collins had us in his calendar. He knew we were on tonight. And our
He
friend
had it in
Kim
his calendar.
Whitner, she's usually watching the replays. She caught us live today. So hello, Kim, and welcome.
Right, yeah. Yeah. Volunteer there with Doug. DJ. It could be good.
Kim Whitner saying
Heather's saying,
Amazon's my jam, saves me so much time. I agree. I use Amazon too because it saves me time. So I don't think it's an addiction. Maybe it's an addiction to wanting to save time. Listen, I haven't been to a grocery store in 6 months. Don't talk to me about saving time. Thursday night, I'm on the app ordering groceries for Friday morning delivery. How I roll.
what a world we
Hashtag
live
buy,
in, hey?
hashtag buy Sears.
Bye bye.
Poor Sears. My parents were so loyal to Sears, they wouldn't buy anything if it didn't come from Sears.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, oh yes, the warranty and poor Sears.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's on life
so
support now.
yeah,
Yeah.
So, John, let's see. Yeah, Helena and I are doing the Victoria Women's Show tomorrow. We have an exhibit, so we are going to be doing live emotion code sessions at our exhibit every half hour on the half hour tomorrow. So we're excited that we're not doing a presentation on stage, but we're doing one every half hour for 2 days.
Oh, that's all
So,
right.
you
You're
know,
making
you
it
know my
work.
style.
Yeah.
Oh, no one does that? Oh, guess what? They are now. So,
Yeah. Gather around.
and then we have our monthly meetup group in Victoria. We're meeting on next Thursday here in Victoria. We have about 25 people registered, and we're doing the heart wall. So, every month we have a different theme, and this was a hot topic. So, John, why don't you tell our friends about a heart wall session? You and I do a lot of them for people. What does that mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to go out in the room, see who's saying hello, but we use the word heart wall. I just want to make sure our friends know what that means. Tell us about the heart wall.
Yeah, I'll start with the heart first. So the heart is believed to be the most powerful organ in the body, and it's more than just a pump, right? So it sends messages to your whole body, sends messages to your brain, more messages to the brain than brain to the heart. And the heart, we have all these old sayings: follow your heart's desires. True love comes from the heart, that kind of stuff. So when we go through tough times, the heart feels like it needs protection, so it builds a wall around it.
Yeah.
And the excess baggage is what the wall is made of. So we have all these trapped emotions, little balls of energy around the heart, yeah, forming a wall. So that's going to create the relationship blocks. It's going to create success blocks. It could even cause like brain fog or tight chest, heart problems, shoulder pain, neck pain. The
Yeah.
list goes on, but just a huge energetic block to sum it up.
Yeah. So some of the expressions we use are pretty literal when they say, "Oh, she's protecting her heart," or "He's put
Right.
a wall up around his heart. He doesn't want a relationship," or
Good wall
someone
up.
might say they're
Yeah.
heartbroken or something. These are literal. These are
Heartbroken.
experiences.
Yeah.
And you were showing the chart of emotions, and these are common ones. They're usually caused by past broken relationships, like abandonment and betrayal. And what happens is that we're going to talk about law of attraction now. If your heart has the vibration of abandonment and insecurity from past relationships, that's what you're filtering. So all of the
Exactly.
relationships that you're attracting are matching the vibration. So because I did a heart wall with a woman today, she had 30 heart walls, and I told her, I said, here's my guarantee. My guarantee is that you have a different vibe now. We just get rid of 30 trapped emotions, heart walls around her. She's got a different vibe. And guess what? When law of attraction's always responding to your vibe, now it's going to start responding to her new vibe. So she was pretty excited about that. So, and you and I have seen that evidence. People say, "Oh, you'll never guess people are flirting with me or they're friendly with me, and my relationships changed, and everybody
Yeah.
from restaurants to service industry to my kids, everyone's like responding differently, and it's because you got a you got a new heart
Absolutely.
vibrationally."
Yeah. A lot of people find they're like more optimistic about a lot of things, about relationships or about work or money or just life in general, feeling a lot lighter. That heaviness is gone. So that's pretty interesting too. Pretty cool to see.
I almost include it in every session that I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to be really, really efficient and fast at it. And when we have time, I say, you know what? Let's do a heart wall. And some people know what it is, and some people don't. So I'm going to
Massive
work with
block.
Doug
Yeah.
Collins' son today.
Yeah.
So again, John and I we're going to do a live session. CJ is his son's name, and he comes
Yeah.
home from school and wants to internet instantly. So that's his addiction, internet. I'm going to scan up and see what else Doug is saying here.
Like gadgets,
Uh,
right?
yeah, he wants the gadgets all day, every day. So
And
gadgets.
social media, gadgets. Yeah.
And he's age. The secret is 10 plus, 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 plus. What does that mean, the secret?
Severity, probably. Just
Oh,
type up.
yes. Good.
Yeah.
You're a good interpreter. So, John, we're doing an emotion code session here today. And what we're going to be doing is that because we've got permission from Doug's given me permission to connect with the sun. And what do we call that in this world? It's called
Proxy.
that's right. So on Doug Collins' son's behalf, I'm going to do the work. And what is that work?
It's distance healing. So connecting up to them by a distance. So they're on the East Coast, we're on the West Coast. And yeah, you're becoming a proxy, and so you're going to be muscle testing to find these trapped emotions, these unprocessed emotions from past events, negative events that are getting in the way or triggering that addiction, that need, desire. Maybe there's a void. Maybe these emotions are, there's a void, and he's trying to fill it with, the phone or social media or whatever it is. Yeah. Get to it.
Yeah, Doug's given me permission to work with CJ, so I'm just, we have the expression we're all connected. Well, that is really true, and with permission, we can really connect with somebody. So I'm just muscle testing right now, just checking in to work with CJ. He's 13. His dad, Doug Collins, has given me permission. So getting lots of no's here, just connecting. Am I hydrated enough? I am. That's one of the rules. So just connecting with CJ. There we go. I'm CJ right now. I'm just going to verify. Am I 10? No. Am I 11? Am I 12? Am I 13? I'm 13. Okay, so I'm connected. So now I'm going to use CJ's voice. So I'm 13. I'm asking about the severity of my addiction to gadgets and social media and the internet. What is the severity of my addiction to and my habit of and my custom of, and got to turn it on when I'm there, got to turn it on when I'm home, got to have the newest, greatest thing, always looking, always striving, always having to have all the latest gadgets and all the updates on social media. What is the severity of my addiction to all that? 0 is none, and 10 is I'm going to bed with my phone. I'm pretty addicted. Is it 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10? So CJ, 13-year-old, is saying, subconscious mind saying, who knows everything, right? The subconscious mind knows everything. It's so smart, it's done the math, and it's saying, so the severity of this addiction problem is a 10. Now, what we want to know, John, as practitioners, what is the percentage it's caused by these? If it's 0%, we're done. We can't fix it, right? So I'm going to ask that question now. So I'm asking my subconscious mind, me, CJ13, what is the percentage that this gadget and social media internet addiction is caused by trapped emotions? Is it 10? No. Is it higher? Yes. Is it 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90? Is it over 90%? Is it over 99%? Is it 100? Is it 101? Is it 99? It's 100. So 100% of this severity of the problem is trapped emotion. We love hearing that because we are the trapped emotion remover. So just I want to find out, we don't always do this, but well, if it is 100% trapped emotions, how many emotions is it? Well, that's not many at all. 5 of them. Now, John, show the chart again. I got to find them.
Okay, there's 2 columns and 6 rows. So is it in column A or B?
I just found the first one. It's column B, 3, stubbornness. So when did I get this stubbornness? Was I under 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5? I was 5. So I'm CJ. When I was 5 years old, I had an event in my life where where I had the emotion of stubbornness, and it got locked in. And it's one of the reasons why I'm so addicted. Do I need to know anything more about this? Now what, John?
Clear it. So you're taking the magnet over the governing meridian, intention to neutralize it, clear it, dissolve it, delete it, wipe it out.
There, I'm releasing stubbornness. Now there's 4 more. They are. Are they A, B? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's self-abuse. Did that happen at the same event? Yes, before that event, during that same event. And it's self-abuse. I'm going to delete self-abuse. Where's the next one? Is it column B, 3? Is it grief? Did it happen at that same event? It did. Now I'm releasing grief. So far, at that event, stubbornness got trapped, self-abuse got trapped, grief. There's a couple more. B, defensiveness. So now releasing defensiveness at that same event. And I'm just going to guess this one. No, I didn't need to guess. That's it. It's confusion. So now I'm releasing confusion at that same age. So I think there's more other things, but let's just do a severity test. So before today's session, what was the addiction? The severity of my addiction and craving and gotta have it and turning stuff on and wanting gadgets and always need to be online. Before today's session, the severity out of 10 was at an 8, 9, 10. And just what we did so far, did I get it down to a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5? Okay, halfway. I want to find out what so would it be okay to use the internet moderately? No, it wouldn't be okay. How many trapped emotions are causing me to hold the belief that it's not okay just to do it once in a while? There's 5 of them. Okay, I found all of them. They're all B6. So what are the trapped emotions causing me to believe that it's not okay just to use the internet and gadgets moderately? It's pride, releasing pride. The next one, shame. I'm just muscle testing here. Shock, unworthy, and worthless. So before today's session, did I believe that it was okay just to use the internet and gadgets moderately? Did I believe that? I didn't. Now, so what's the severity of my belief now? 10 being I severely believe it's okay. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? So CJ has changed his mind and now believes it's okay to only use stuff moderately. The addiction was 8, 9, 10. Now it's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. So there's more. Are they trapped? No. Are they hidden? Oh, there's some trauma ones. 5 of them. And they were at that same event.
What happened?
I don't know. Well, now there's the trauma of rejected. So at that same event, I got rejected. Releasing the trauma of rejected. Now the trauma of trapped. Like closed in and trapped. Now the trauma of inadequate. Releasing that. Now the trauma of scapegoat. Releasing that. And now the trauma of overburdened. Releasing that. Now, what is the severity of my addiction to gadgets and social media and having to be plugged in and turned on and watching stuff and playing stuff and always having to run to the internet? The severity of this problem before today's session was an 8, 9, 10. Now it's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, I'm just going to disconnect from CJ.
It's a good idea to use that word moderate because ultimately you're not going to take the internet away from them or anyone in this day and age, right? So
Yeah,
just within moderation.
No one's going to do that.
Yeah. Just tone it down a bit. Turn it down.
Yeah, dial it down, dial it back. So Doug, even without mentioning anything to CJ about the session, you could just observe and see if he's going to be more social and, well, yeah, you just notice those changes, right?
Yeah.
And so there was 5 trapped emotions at that young age, and then at the same time he experienced some trauma, and those emotions are what were shaping that behavior. So I will be interested to hear from that. John, let's go back out and welcome some of our other friends.
Not seeing anything on my end. Not sure if it's not updating or not, but.
Doug Collins is saying Sears was a great deal back in the day. Warranty and service was unbeatable. Yes. Kim's sad about that too. My parents used to get dressed to go to Sears, like dressed up.
Yeah.
Well, my mother used to wear high heels in the garden, so she was very classy. She wouldn't go anywhere without getting dressed up. And then she would always pick my dad's clothes because she dressed my dad. That was weird.
Yeah. Oh, the Sears catalog for Christmas? Go bananas for that as a kid. It's so exciting.
We circle everything from that.
Yeah.
My dad worshipped my mother, by the way. My dad would drive my mom to Sears and just wait in the car. And I'd go with her sometimes. And I would say, Dad's in the car. And you know what? She'd look at me. She said, so? It's just like that. That was, he knew that when she went to Sears, he waited in the car. He didn't need to go in, and he would never rush her. And he'd listen to country and western music, and we'd go back to the car. I would be way too impatient for that. Really? Yeah.
Thanks.
Well, good. For those of you that are joining and watching us, we're at an odd night of the week. I'm at a trade show tomorrow with Helena doing some emotion code stuff. So we're here on Friday night. It's 3:21. Just did an emotion code session. So John, what we got to demonstrate tonight was that we don't even need to have the child on the phone, like, in front of us or on the video.
Right. Yeah.
Not everybody wants to have a video session, and not everybody can bring their kids in. And sometimes they don't want their kids here. It's like,
Right.
now
Yeah.
I'm working with a woman that has two young boys. I want to say 6 and 9 that are always begging to go to, A&W and McDonald's, like all those places. And the mother gives
Right.
in because it's easy, right? Can you imagine raising two teenage, young boys, and, how do you shut them up? I get that. So without telling them, I've been working on our two sons to reduce and now they stop fighting when she says no. So that's been a big improvement.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah.
Huge improvement. Yeah.
And there's the
Yeah.
other guy that I
That's
work
great.
with. He's 9 years old. He was eating sugar by the teaspoon and potato chips and pop. And I talked to him this week. His dad's not even in the picture. This 9-year-old boy is sitting in front of me and explaining about how, I've stopped drinking pop and I've stopped eating chocolate bars and like he's so smart. Then I asked him if he knew what a case study was, and he said he did. So a case study, he said, you're going to be my case study, because he really quickly got rid of all these bad foods, and he started to eat vegetables. So that was good news.
Fantastic. Yeah. Yeah. Doug says, "Wow. Yes, you identified some things. We believe we'll update this week. Hearts."
Okay.
Yeah, and says
So,
thank you,
John,
Michael.
we have a special guest next Saturday on the Bro Show. Why don't we tell
Well,
people
what's
about
happening? I'd like to hear about it. Please
You
tell
don't
us.
know. You don't even know much about that.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Little bit.
Well, two things are happening. Next week, Dr. Bradley Nelson, the inventor and author of The Emotion Code in the Process, is having me on his Facebook Live. And I'm going to do a special, that's the new book coming out, the updated version coming out in April or May.
Yeah.
And he is going to interview me, and we are going to do a special training for practitioners, body code, emotion code practitioners. And John, you know what the question is I'm going to teach people how to answer? We're asked it all the time.
Yeah. So what
In
do you
bank
do?
lineups, sit beside somebody at the airport. No matter where we meet people, they're always asking this oh so famous question. I wonder who can type that out. What is the most common question people get asked? And not only are you asked as a practitioner, you are stumped.
Could be.
You're thinking,
Yeah.
oh, I don't know how to do this. So, John, what's the question? So,
Oh, what do you do?
that's right. So, what do you do? Well, I'm going to teach practitioners how to do that really well.
Yeah.
So when they answer the question, people say, oh, really? Tell me more about that. I nailed it, right?
Yeah.
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 I nailed that one for sure. So, yeah, so what do you do? I'm going to teach practitioners how to answer, and you don't even have to be a practitioner, but I'm going to teach the model, but I am going to give examples on how practitioners. The other thing that I have for practitioners is how to design and create a practitioner business card. And so it acts as a silent salesperson. If you go to this address below, HangoutWithMichael.com/growth club, you can sign up to get a video. It's a video training that I did for the Business Growth Club, and people are loving it. So, and it's customized business card for emotion code, body code practitioners, healers, anybody that has a real challenge trying to explain it. Having the word emotion code, big letters on your business card does not mean anything to anybody. So let me teach you how to do that. HangoutWithMichael.com Growth Club, and join me next Friday on Dr. Bradley Nelson's Facebook page, where I'm going to be teaching practitioners how to answer the question, so what do you do?
So when is that?
Then on Saturday morning, Dr. Brad is joining us on the Bro Show.
Yay!
And he has got this event that's coming up. He's got a lot of great events. Every time he announces something, I'm going to my calendar. So, I've asked him to come on, and we're going to talk about his upcoming event and what people can expect there. And, he's our hero, and we want to help him out in what he's doing. And so we're going to learn more about that. And we might even be able to pop in a couple questions. I do have a question. Because Helena and I met with our group last night. It's been 3 weeks, and the last time we had a group, we did food. So I asked people to give me an update. One guy, he works at a store, like a convenience store, and he said he used to go through bags of chips every day. And he
Yeah.
said, I haven't had a chip in 3 weeks. He said, the suppliers come in, they give us chips. There's chips everywhere. Zero interest in chips. And it was one trapped emotion of shock. So I wonder if Dr. Brad can help us understand what the association is between shock and food, because many of my clients, when I'm helping them with delete food, shock comes up. And I'm just curious about the interpretation of that. So I'm going to sneak that question in next week. So join us here on the Bro Show next Saturday on this Facebook page at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern.
Nice. Yeah. And when are you joining him on
On
his
Friday.
page?
I
On
think
Friday.
I think the same time or at noon or something. Yeah, I
Okay.
think it's the same time on Friday.
Right. Yeah. Be sharing that one again for sure. Definitely in your group, we'll be sharing that one and business
Yes.
page as well. Yeah.
Here's a good question from Siempre Chulo. Hey, Michael, it's Carlos from Long Island. I'm still trying to convince my wife to do a session. The question is, you lifted my salary ceiling, but would that also cover trapped emotions for debt? I would say no. That'd be very specific. We'd want to know what that is. You know, the emotion code's hard to explain to people until you get results, you know. And even last night, we had a lot of people. We had therapists in the room. We had people that were skeptical. They didn't have their hands on there. They just said, what are you guys doing claiming that you... So I brought a woman 7 years. She couldn't lift her arm for 7 years. And you know where I'm going with the story. Within about 8 minutes, she's waving both arms. And everybody is like, they're still thinking, what is that? Like, it's scary. It's confusing. It's like, what's she doing with her arm? So the best way to convince your wife is let me know if she has any pain and I'll fix their pain. And then they'll believe her.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you say you lifted my salary ceiling, also emotions for debt. Well, if I was going to meet you again, I would want to find out what's your level of anxiety about debt, right? So debt's okay. Debt can be healthy. Debt is a promise that you made to somebody if they help you out. So just say, oh, I'm in debt, but wow, wasn't that nice of that company or that person or that bank to help me out?
Yeah.
So it's not what you're doing, it's how you're responding to it. So if you have a lot of negative vibes and worry about that debt, now you're sending out a negative vibe. Well, we can delete that. We can identify it through muscle testing and say, well, what's my level of anxiety about debt? It's okay to have debt. It's not okay to feel negative about the debt. Here's a law of attraction question. Who can write this down? Doug Collins. It's not the debt you have, it's how you feel about the debt you have. Right, so you can be in debt, but how do you feel about that?
Yeah, the vibe you're sending about debt. Yeah.
So Doug Collins, you can write this. It's not the debt I have, it's how I feel about the debt I have. There we go.
Nice. Yeah, Jennifer's saying she needs that debt talk right now.
That's
So,
right.
yeah, being neutral to that debt or a positive outlook, grateful for it. The bank bought you a house.
Yeah, exactly. Everything's reframable. And in NLP, we talk about reframing. And then, and law of attraction, I say it's not what happens to you, it's how you feel about what happens to you. It's like, okay, I'm in debt. Isn't that nice that the bank helped me buy my place and I get to live here?
Yeah.
What a sweet deal. No one else is doing that. Right? So just reframe everything, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, nice.
Okay, who's got a question? We're going to wrap up in about five or less minutes. So if you have a question about today's show, if you have a question about maybe you're considering doing an emotion code session, I wonder if the bros can help me with this. I want to do a shout out to all the people that were in Charleston, South Carolina last weekend. There was a 600 to 700 person event there. I did it was supposed to be an hour and a half law of attraction, and the guy at the back of the room was holding up signs saying you have 30 minutes. Yeah, and then when he said 30 minutes, I thought, am I going to talk about the emotion code to these 600 people? And then he held up another sign. You go 15 minutes, and I thought, you better blank or get off the pot if you're going to do it.
Yeah.
So I did. I got them to close their manual. Says, hey, I want to talk about the emotion code. You know, again, it's a subject unless you've been introduced to it by somebody else. Even that's challenging. I have a friend says, oh, I keep trying to explain the emotion code. I said, don't explain the emotion code to other people. Just tell them your results. You used to have beer and pizza and Diet Coke every day, and now you don't. Who cares how it happened? Really?
Yeah.
That's how you get people's attention. Oh, you couldn't lift your arm for 7 years, and now you're waving it in the air. Who cares how it happened? I say that respectfully. It's like, don't get hung up on the process. Get excited about the results.
Yeah, less modality focused. Yeah.
Okay, John, let's go out and do a quick little wrap up. Yeah, Carlos is saying, good point. I should be grateful and focus on the products and services I received. That's right. Shannon Roberts. Shannon was in Charleston last weekend, so you got to see the Law of Attraction seminar. So that's exciting.
Got to see the bros. Says good stuff. Liking it.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah, live bros. We're back here next week, Saturday, 9 o'clock Pacific, 12 noon Eastern. We have the lovely and talented Dr. Bradley Nelson on our show.
There it is, the original.
That's the original book.
Amazing. Dr. Brad the bro.
Yeah. Okay, John, I think that's going to wrap us up for today. We came in and said hello. It's a Friday night for people around America, time zones, and even our UK friends. What time did she say it was there? She was watching.
11. Yeah.
Yeah, 11:05 p.m. So we appreciate our UK
staying up
friends
late.
joining us.
Natasha?
What's that?
Natasha's staying up late for us.
She is. Okay, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with the bros.
Yeah, thanks,
if you're
everyone.
watching the show after the live and you have any questions, let us know below. We're always responding to the comments and questions and how we can help you out. So be sure to watch us next Saturday, 9 o'clock Pacific. And if you're more curious about other shows, we've done 85 of them. You could have a marathon this weekend. You can go to hangoutwithmichael.com/bros, BROS, and you can get our playlist on iTunes, or you can watch the videos on YouTube, all 86 previous episodes. Okay, John, we'll see you next Saturday on our special edition of the Emotion Code Bros Show. We'll see you later.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great week.